Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Russ Latow, and welcome to my show on blogtalkradio.com. The series that we're continuing with is called What Color Am I Today? So our call-in numbers are, if you wish to give me a call, 347-327-9944. And if you have any questions or comments or anything you would like me to address or a question that you may have, then I would just I would love to receive your call. You can also, if you have a headset on your computer, on your listening screen, there's a little button towards the top that says click to talk. So you can also click on that as well if you wish to join me. I also have the chat room up and running. Now just remember that I'm sort of running both, doing the talk show and running the chat room at the same time. So I'd love for you to join me, and as I said, pose your questions and comments in the chat room. Just try and be patient with me, because I'm sort of doing two things at once, which can be a challenge for me at times. So it's been a really rewarding weekend for myself, because as some of you may know, or if you have visited our website, one of our prime functions is we teach Reiki certification training. So we just finished the weekend doing a level 1 and a level 2 with a fantastic group of people. So if any of you happen to be listening, hey there, thanks for a really interesting and fulfilling weekend. We really enjoyed spending the time with you and sharing what we have experienced with you and watching the transformation that takes place. It's really neat kind of experiencing it from our perspective and watching you as in really a relatively short time period, because our students, they arrive on Friday evening and we have a short session Friday evening, and then it's a Saturday session and a Sunday session, and it's really interesting, and it's really just fun to watch the changes that take place in these amazing people. We've been so very fortunate in that we've had just the best of the best that has been drawn to us, and we're very thankful for that. And as I said, just want to say thanks for coming. It was a great time. Okay, so the energy center, or the chakra that we are going to talk about tonight, is called the Sacral Chakra, or the second chakra, if you will. And so that one is physically located in our lower lumbar area. Okay, so if you kind of went to the top of your hip bones and kind of just went straight across to the center, so it'd be just a little bit below your tummy button there, and then sort of go into the midpoint inside your body. That would be where we would physically locate the sacral chakra. Just one sort of comment about chakras, just in general, is that when I say we physically locate them there, it's not so much like they're a well-defined, ball of energy that stays in that spot. So when we talk about the energetic aspects of our body, of which obviously the chakras are, it's not like they're defined to that. So they radiate out in all directions. And the reason, in my opinion, that we kind of put these placeholders on them is so that it gives us something that, that we can work with, and we can understand, and we can interact with. One of the things that we talked about this weekend in the Reiki training is something called symbols, and they're just really tools that we can use. And as I mentioned to the folks, there's really nothing magical about the symbols so much. They are just something that we can use that fits sort of within our physical parameters that causes an energetic effect to happen. So our second chakra, the sacral chakra, the color of orange. And as I said, the physical location is in our lower lumbar area. Okay? Now, when I talked about our chakra overview, which is a few shows back, and you can always go to our archive and take a peek at that, I explained how the frequency of our lower chakras tend to be a lower frequency. Not that that's good or bad, it's just a lower frequency. And then as we go up and up and up the chakras, the frequency gets higher. Okay, so our sacral chakra is quite a low frequency, and as I used the analogy of our root chakra, or our first one, as like the subwoofers in your stereo system, right? And so the energy is very, very strong okay? And it goes out in all directions. So we know how those bass tones and those bass sounds flow in all different directions, right? And you know, we could even be, you know, the music could be outside, we could be inside, and we even feel it within the building. However, it's also not that directional, okay, because it does kind of go in all different directions, and therefore doesn't have as much awareness, if you will, or as focused as, let's say, some of our higher chakras, which are a higher frequency. They are more focused and also easier to disrupt. So, for instance, our high tones, right, the higher frequencies, they, you know, obviously aren't going to go as far as a lower frequency, but they are more directional. Now, there's a lot of power in our sacral chakra. The physical aspect of our sacral chakra is if you sort of draw a parallel band around your body, that kind of gives you a rough benchmark of the physical aspects of it. So our sacral chakra covers our hips, our pelvis, sex organs, on our lower back. So that's kind of the physical attributes of it. The psychological and or emotional attributes of it are physical safety, okay, so food, shelter, clothing, that type of thing. And also, that's where our sexual energy is stored, okay, as it sort of takes us, our sex organs in that band. Anyway, you know, it's really neat when we can see validations of what we talk about in these type of arenas in the real world. And I've got kind of a neat example for this one, and it's maybe a little bit provocative, although we all know about this. Okay, so talking about the energy in our sacral chakra, how it's powerful, not a whole lot of awareness, not a whole lot of focus, if you will, okay? Then we talk about the physical aspect of it, one of it's being the sex organs, right? So all you have to do is remember back, I suppose, especially if you're a male, or talk to any young adolescent male, and they will know very well about the power that resides in our sacral chakra, and at the same time, how sometimes the awareness or the logic part of our brain doesn't play a big factor in it sometimes, especially when that chakra is very energized, or shall we say stimulated, okay? So the other thing about this, and this is kind of a neat thing to keep in mind, and I talked with our students about that this weekend, that the order of priority for our chakras are the number one priority is our root chakra being connection to the earth, right? That's survival mechanism, okay? And then the kind of the order of priorities then just goes up and up and up and up the chakras. So sacral chakra